Okay, hello YouTube. Today I'm going to show you a really trappy line that you can play in the Open Sicilian that you can use to beat very strong players. It happens in the Fischer-Sozin variation of the Najdorf after e4, c5, knight f3, d6, d4, cd4, knight d4, knight f6, knight c3, pawn to a6, bishop c4. We're playing the main line Fischer-Sozin, e6, bishop to b3, pawn to b5. We have a super main line here, and now we're just going to play one of the main lines. We're going to play bishop g5, bishop e7, queen f3, and then there's basically one of two moves here that gets played, queen c7 or queen b6, but we're going to go with kind of the main move here, queen c7. Interestingly enough, I respond the same way to both queen c7 and queen b6. So now, one of the tricks that I think is really important for trying to win quick games with just using theoretical preparation is to try to get your opponent into unclear territory, or basically try to get your opponent into a position that maybe he hasn't looked at home. So like a position he's a little bit less familiar with. So you don't necessarily play the main line, you play like the second main line or the third or fourth best move or whatever, but you don't want to play a move that's unsound, but you want to play a move that maybe he's not so familiar with. So here, like, the main line is e5, and everybody is familiar with this move, because there was this really cool game between Ivanchuk and Kiryakin, where Ivanchuk sacrificed his queen. It continued with bishop b7, takes, queen e3, bishop to c5, castles queenside, knight c6, and then this really cool queen sacrifice, queen e6. And as cool as this queen sacrifice is, and it is really cool, pretty much every strong player that I play, like everybody that's a master or better that I play, is really familiar with this queen sacrifice already. So it's not like I can trick them by playing this queen sacrifice. They're not shocked by it because they've looked at it at home. So what should I do instead if I want to surprise them? Well, what I do is I play this other move. I play castles queenside, which, believe it or not, people are a little bit less familiar with. But more importantly, all of the natural moves in this position are actually incorrect. There's really only one good move in this position, and that move is knight on b to d7. This is the main line, and it's supposed to only lead to a very, very slight edge white. If that, I mean, it's really close to equalizing. So pretty much every other move in this position is going to be some sort of major advantage white. If, for example, black continues with b4, we have knight f5. Knight f5 is actually really strong here. This is major advantage white in every case. If they take on c3, you can play knight takes g7, and you can get your piece back with bishop f6. If they take on f5, you simply take on f6 with your bishop, and then plop your knight into the d5 square, and this is a huge advantage for white. So another option that they have is this move bishop b7, but then this move bishop takes e6 is major advantage white. Bishop e6, fe6, knight e6, and then when they move their queen, you take on g7, and this is, again, huge advantage white. My personal favorite thing that they can try against this is this move castles kingside. Because after castles kingside, I get to sack my queen in an even cooler way, because it's just major advantage white all day long. You can play this move pawn to e5, and that hits the knight on f6, and it hits the rook on a8. And then after bishop b7, you take on f6, takes on f3, takes on e7, and now you're threatening the bishop on f3, and you're also threatening the rook on f8. So logically, they really need to move the rook. They need to play something like rook e8, and that's what happened in Friedel versus Jannet in Foxwoods in 2007. So after something like, say, rook e8, you would have takes on f3, d5, and then in that game it continued knight e6, fe6, knight d5, and this was just huge advantage white. But I've actually had a lot of games end even quicker than that. I've had a lot of strong players, like really strong players, like international master level players, players with very high ratings, just try to play this in-between move. They try to play this move bishop d1. It looks really logical, like I should just take this piece because I'm losing the rook on f8. And certainly if I continue with e captures f8 check, king captures f8, rook d1, white has like three pieces for the queen. It's still kind of an unclear position, and there's not a whole lot going on here. But white can actually end the game on this move. So stop and pause the video and see if you can find the correct move. So that move is knight captures e6. So now, according to the engine, the best move is queen captures e7, just giving up the queen immediately. And this position is just supposed to be major advantage white. It's supposed to be huge advantage white. So if queen takes e7, for example, bishop e7, rook e8, we would just immediately play this move knight to c7, forking both the rooks. And that's going to be major advantage, well, decisive advantage white. White's just winning that position. But if they play anything else, I mean, you're threatening, if they just move the queen, for example, you are threatening e captures f8, and the knight is actually holding that. So if the queen doesn't move to the back rank, e f8 is just checkmate on the spot. And of course, if they play f captures e6, you're going to have this immediate bishop takes e6, and then if the rook blocks, e8 equals rook or queen is mate, and if the king moves over, e takes here equals rook or queen is going to be mate. So that is the way that you can beat very strong players or titled players in this position. And anyways, I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you found these ideas useful, and I hope you learned something new about chess. Please hit that like button, hit subscribe, click on your notification icon, and thank you very much for watching.